Hello, James. I'm here today, and I have something strong to impart knowledge every A-man must listen while delving deeply into the field of female psychology, and I discovered a fact about attraction that turned everything I believed to be true. If a woman will never respect you. It sounds simple. I genuinely love you. Doesn't, but believe me, it runs a lot. The twist is that this isn't the respect that a buddy would give you or colleague. This is far more than that. It's a deep, nearly magnetic type of respect that appeals to a primal source, and surprisingly, there is an ancient philosophy that is essential to gaining the esteem of this kind, ideas that are as timeless as they are strong. Stay tuned if you're interested. Since today we're discovering the key to becoming proficient in, before we get started, take a moment to, if you're prepared to change, subscribe. How you manage relationships by utilizing the strength of each video served as a step towards Stoicism. Controlling your thoughts and creating more powerful and significant, all right, okay, let's get down to business. A second, if you're anticipating that I provide you the standard information, such as set boundaries, go to the gym or act like a gentleman. Yes, that isn't the focus of today. Don't get me wrong, those things are important, such as the pre-game warm-up and the fundamentals. However, they aren't the key ingredient that builds that profound, unwavering regard. The topic of our discussion today is way going beyond simple guidance. This is about realizing what makes her regard you with respect, adoration, and yes, desire is not the same as, oh, he's kind of nice. Respect, but in a way that provokes primal something. Let me explain magnets to you. Using a brief narrative, reflect on someone you admired greatly, not merely liked but truly esteemed. Perhaps it was a mentor and coach. Or even that companion who appeared to possess everything you didn't admire them, since they went above and above to, you're correct. It was because they remained true to themselves. They didn't must yell in order for their acts to be heard. Their actions were more powerful than words. That's the respect we're discussing. Regarding today's magnetic type, let's separate it to further clarify this. Separated into two groups. One grandparent, imagine the kind of respect she would receive. Perhaps her grandfather is a sweetheart. She values him since he is good-natured and compassionate. Perhaps even loves him, but there's no. This type of attraction is what's involved. The kind of respect that puts you in the feared buddy zone, which is secure, cozy, and completely. Two magnetic platonic respect. This is going to change everything. When she regards you with magnetic respect, someone in charge of the space, not by being ostentatious or noisy, but by being grounded, self-assured and driven, it's the admiration she receives that makes her slender, fascinated, curious, and somewhat she doesn't simply respect you, struck she is attracted to. So how did you end up like that? This is where I want to present her a little insight from, don't worry, I'm not going to be stoic, deliver a philosophy lesson to you, but allow me to tell you that the Stoics were somewhat knowledgeable. Regarding imposing respect, consider respect. Types one of the best is Marcus Aurelius. Stoic thinkers were not valued. Because he pursued or sought approbation, he has no power after people's opinions. Sprung from his composed, unwavering conviction that he behaved honorably and clearly at all times, allowing his feelings to guide his choices, that is the energy that you wish to direct. It's about remaining calm, making decisions, and steadfast, not to win her favor, but since that's who you. What makes Stoicism so appealing is because it encourages you to concentrate on the things you can regulate: your behavior, your attitude, and your responses, and let go of anything else that its serene, unwavering presence is alluring. It distinguishes you from the others. The problem is that when a woman perceives that despite being grounded, you're not going after her or anybody else for confirmation that she must respect, Because admiration grows out of respect for you, and that respect develops into allure. Okay, how do you change from the grandfather respects zone's preferences? Referring to magnetic respect as the type of respect that inspires adoration, piques interest, and produces a pull. That degree of respect is the bargain, is earned. It's not given away freely. Step by step, using your activities, your attitude, and the manner in which this is where a lot of guys mess up. They believe that attempting will get them respect. Playing it safe to appease everyone or using a one-size-fits-all approach checklist. May I ask you a question? Have you ever had genuine regard for someone who was constantly attempting to win over someone who went above and beyond to prevent confrontation or disagreement? Is probably not accurate. Respect originates from a deeper source. Imagine someone you look up to, perhaps a leader, instructor, or even an authoritative. You don't respect them, officer, since they either follow or plead for your favor. No, all of the book's rules are because they exude authority in their demeanor. Something about their presence seems to quiet power, a feeling of direction and self-assurance that doesn't require declared. That's the level of respect we're looking for. Not the kind you want here, but the nice of you. Motivate us, and let's discuss this concept. Of authority, as I am aware that word might seem daunting, but I'm not referring to being domineering, intrusive, or coercive your manner, and when I bring up dread, I don't make someone afraid of you. More important is developing a magnetic tension, strength, and a sense of mystery that maintains her interest and fascination and primarily attracted to you, and this is where Stoicism infiltrates magnificently. Marcus Aurelius is among the greatest thinkers of Stoicism, and the actual emperor personified this idea. You believe that others held him in high regard because he insisted that they respect him. Being a power figure due of his lifestyle, he was steadfastly disciplined and intent on, he didn't waste what really mattered, energy-seeking approval or obtaining distracted instead, allowing his behavior and poise speak for him. Stoicism instructs us to exhibit this type of power isn't about dominating others, but being an expert in yourself, feelings, choices, and responses. It's about understanding when to maintain your position and knowing when to back off. This isn't simply philosophy, serves as a guide to becoming the type of man who is respected with ease. Let me illustrate. To illustrate this, picture yourself in a circumstance in which your borders are. When put to the test, most men would either lash out of rage or keep quiet out of fear. Of conflict, but an understanding man. Stoicism would approach it in a different way. He would remain composed and make his point with clarity and make his deeds speak for themselves than what he said. That's the type of power that not only garners admiration, but makes an impression that lasts. And here's the kicker. Women take note of this. When not influenced by every small thing, when you're rooted in your identity and when you deal with difficulties with grace as well as self-assurance, is what generates that I stated magnetic stress. Previously, this is my challenge to you. Begin to regard oneself as the ruler of your own life, rather than someone in charge of it others, but someone who motivates by their behavior and presence are the foundation of trust and magnetic regard. It's a game once you tap into it, in my opinion. Not only in your interpersonal relationships, but in each and every one of your... Okay, let me ask you a question. How do you view respect do you believe a relationship is earned, or simply, please share your ideas in the comments section below. I'm interested to get your thoughts on the following, or type this if you're feeling brave. Let's flood, respect is earned, not given. The remarks with such vigor, and hey, I'm going to jump in and respond to as many best I can, so let's start a discussion going, well, let's return to the sincere discussions on fostering respect, building strength, and being proficient in that subtly captivating intrigue that endures. Here's something you must do. Impression. Incorporate TR's actual power into your thinking. Isn't about dominating others. Rather, it's about having a strong sense of self-awareness that you develop into. That is the type of energy that is unbreakable. That is respected without you ever having to request it. Consider it. Have you ever seen someone who appeared to someone who is completely comfortable with themselves, who felt no need to provide an explanation? They do everything they can to accommodate someone. That's the energy, other people's expectations. Here is what we're striving for. For example, let's say you're considering giving up. If you choose to smoke, do so for yourself, not because someone inquired or suggested why, as this isn't just a choice regarding your health, it's a test, either intentionally or inadvertently. Many ladies will put you to the test when they're not attempting manipulation. They naturally want to know if you'll give up your individuality or ideals to acquire their consent. Allow me to paint a photo for you, assuming she recommends alter your look, or perhaps give that up. How you respond to apologies. Ideal leather jacket for a particular occasion, more her feel, or perhaps she gives clues regarding you changing occupations, due to the fact that she believes that anything else is more beneficial for your future. Now if you do those modifications, just to make her happy, something small, but something important occurs. You lose a piece of your inner strength and, in addition to it, her when you maintain your position, but with respect. When you assertively but courteously state that this is, I like who I am, so that's when you take charge of your life. You give off an air of respect that isn't superficially, but profoundly and unshakable. This woman is a truth bomb. Should enhance rather than take over your life. Moreover, this isn't about starting arguments or being combative, is about understanding, being true to yourself, and without making any concessions your fundamental principles. If she criticizes choose not to become defensive or lash out. Remain composed, remain calm, and most importantly, have faith that words may fly. However, deeds speak louder than words, so let yours demonstrates that you're a knowledgeable man. His value. Let's take a moment to discuss what we may learn from Stoicism in this situation, since the Stoics are surprisingly relevant. Such as Marcus Aurelius recognized the strength of self-control and integrity to the values that one held, dear, living a purposeful life, free from influence by outside perceptions of how strong it feels to live by those principles. When someone queries your decisions, you listen to and don't break. Think, then take action in accordance with you are more than merely stoic. Let's dispel a myth immediately. That's strength. We have all been exposed to Hollywood romantic comedies. The ones where the man gives up, his career, his goals, everything simply to win the girl. It's sweet on television. But in reality, world that quickly leads to animosity and a decline in respect. Here's more motivating as the type of individual who pursues his objectives without apology while being affectionate and encouraging as well. When a man responds, I appreciate you, but I also value myself, which is what makes me magnetic. Energy that attracts others to you. Everyone, not just women, as you. Proceed with this in mind and remain loyal to, don't exchange your pleasure for anything else. Ideals or aspirations for anybody's acceptance, and have faith in me as you carry oneself with that level of genuineness, as well as appeal, respect and purpose, naturally follow. Okay, let's get started. Further into this, since the manner in which you respond to apologies and the circumstances that requesting them can make or ruin thee. When someone shows you respect, consider this as an attempt to strike a balance between humility Having regard for oneself, the secret is understanding when to express regret, how to do so, and the majority of crucially, when not. Here's a reality that not many people discuss. Excessive apologies are like giving out reductions in your self-esteem. Saying "I'm sorry" all the time when you've done nothing improper doesn't simply make you weaker. How other people perceive you, which erodes how you see. Imagine what she's unhappy about. Something you mentioned. Your intuition may be quick to apologize just to smooth things out, but wait a moment. Take a step back and consider what I truly accomplished. If the response is no, there is a problem. Instead of apologizing right away, consider let's dissect the circumstance into 3 situations for minor irritations. For example, let's imagine she's angry about something little, such as your failure to respond to her SMS message immediately. Here's perhaps where you keep it light-hearted. Give her a little teasing and grin, even if it's only in your texting tone, and change the mood, for instance. "Oh no, I failed to reply for an hour, therefore phone the authorities." It demonstrates your awareness, but you're not too concerned that confidence is the influence of relationship investment magnetic for tiny errors immediately. If you did make a mistake, such as forgetting a date or mistaking plans, own it, but they're not sincere. Simple apologies are quite effective. "You're correct. I made a mistake on it. Next time, I'll give her more space to take it in and allow her to return to, you may trust me to pursue you on her own terms." Repeatedly apologizing after her doesn't restore trust when it is severely damaged. Errors are where things become severe. Let's imagine you actually made a mistake, like breaching a commitment or, in the worst situation, cheating. Is when you put all of your effort into, if you really wish to make things right, make reparations, things, but keep in mind that confidence must be restored, requires time, and your actions must support. Up your ante, and let's change the course of events. What occurs if she's the one in charge? First rule wrong: don't let your feelings get in the way. Take over the moment and lose your temper only makes you appear weak and reactive. Therefore, let's claim she cancels arrangements or treats you disrespectfully. Last minute, rather than being upset, remain. If you're calm, you could say something. "That's disappointing, as I had anticipated. Better off than you, or even ruining your prospects with me." Then stop there. That no lengthy justifications or pursuing. Here's the kicker: if she shows up after her, return with a sincere apology and offer her the chance to put things right, but make it difficult for her to take you. Taken for granted, boundaries are the foundation of respect. Enforcing them demonstrates your self-worth. For the major betrayals, such as infidelity, there are no second chances. That's a tough line. Forgiving something that isn't important to major simply undermine her regard for you, your regard for you, without reciprocation. Respect, the foundation, cannot be rebuilt. Let's now incorporate some Stoic wisdom. Here, the Stoics instruct us on how to calmly living and relating to others, reasoning, and an acute awareness of regard for oneself. Marcus Aurelius is renowned for, said that you have mental control, not external circumstances. Recognize this, and you will locate strength when dealing with these emotions. Shouldn't control circumstances. Your behavior instead, concentrate on keeping your inner equilibrium. If you haven't already, own up to your error. Maintain your composure, and if she's the one who's incorrectly, gently address it. But clearly, this isn't about dominance, either her or the circumstance in question. Mastering oneself, which is the type of strength that makes an impression. Keep in mind that this regard isn't about excellence, it's about sincerity and consistency. Since you're a human, you'll create errors. What counts is how you respond to them. So whether it's taking responsibility for make your own mistakes or call out hers, with assurance, honesty, and a distinct feeling of your value, which is how you command respect from others as well as from "you're okay." Let's look more closely at due to the fact that this investment concept, putting money into you, is more than merely a game changer, is a change in perspective that most men completely ignore it. Believe me, if you do this correctly, it will change. But only how she perceives you. But how you perceive, this is where most males make mistakes. They believe that what they provide is what matters most. They will go over and above to spend outrageous sums of money and a shower giving her presents in the hopes of winning her over. But the point is that it doesn't work. In fact, it can occasionally do the exact contrary to why, as when you are the only one investing. Let's be together with something to lose. It's a one-sided equation, to be honest. Never ends well. So what if you change the script? Occurs when she makes the investment. That's when the magic happens. Occurs, let's analyze it, and I'll demonstrate. Consider why it works exactly. Happens briefly when someone places investment of time or effort into something, vitality, or even feelings. They begin to arm. It's like that old saying, value it more. You don't value the things you don't do, because she will invest more in you. She will think you are valuable. Here's a straightforward example. Supposing you've having a piggy bank. It's initially vacant, and you don't actually concern for it, but as you continue to add, it begins to fill up with coins every day. That piggy bank has become more than just a plastic container these days. It's something valuable. You'll make an effort to. That's how her mind functions, to defend it. The more invested she is in you, the more contributes extra because she appreciates what you share, the more she worries about losing. Okay, then tell me how you really make this occurs. It has nothing to do with controlling her or playing games. Involves making a scenario in which she is compelled to contribute to the relationship. One requests a little. Contributions don't need to be significant. Simple gestures are the first step. Perhaps she assists you in choosing an outfit, plans something for you, or distributes suggestions for a choice you're making. These small actions may not seem like much, yet she uses them to express that I'm a part of your two lives. Give her room to arrive. This is where, in conclusion, most men fail at what they attempt to do. Everything pauses so she can move. Let her know if she would like to arrange a date, if she offers to assist you in any way. Recognize that being lazy is not the point. It's about providing her with the chance to demonstrate her concern by acknowledging her endeavors when she makes investments. Acknowledge that you don't need to produce a big deal out of it, but a straightforward "I truly recognize that it's not that hard." Simply about her stating that it is about her feeling appreciated and acknowledged for what she lets us sprinkle after bringing to the table in a certain Stoic wisdom, since this is where the theory truly comes into its own. Stoics held that equilibrium was powerful and detachment, but not in the actual sense indifferent or frigid, but perceptive that your worth is independent of someone else's. Marcus Aurelius's actions were waste-free, more time debating the qualities of a good man ought to be. In this case, B1 indicates that you don't seek her approval or overpay her. To gain her love, you concentrate on becoming the type of man who is naturally in charge, admiration and respect. By doing this, you establish an area where she wishes to make investments in you, since she sees your value. This isn't because you're pleading for it. This strategy's beauty when she's invested in you, earning her admiration and attraction, doesn't grow naturally. Compelled. It's not a transactional actual, and when it occurs, the dynamic shifts. You're not the one attempting to demonstrate that you are the man she respects, admires, and values, because she has sought to establish a relationship with you. By being proficient in this, you're not merely building a relationship, you're building an admiration that is magnetic and keeps her fascinated, thrilled, and attracted to you in ways you never thought possible. So here's the remind yourself that it's not about how much you've given, that it's about establishing an area where she is motivated to donate in order to allow her invest in her and give her the impression that she's a component of something greater and more significant. Concentrate on being the type of man who's reputable for that investment. Remain grounded, remain assured, and allow her to approach you. Not out of necessity, but because she wishes to know if this advice resonated with you. Eliminate the expression, "respect is earned, not provided" in the remarks, and destroy that click the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts here, and I'll talk to you more soon. Video.